Okay, guys, welcome back. This is MrHardcoreMode, where nothing's easy. Welcome back to more Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. We little bit of a recap. We were following some type of demon to prevent her from trying to corrupt the World Stone, only to find out that there was no stopping her. She was just way too powerful. But we escaped somehow. And now we're here at this inn, and we're just trying to collect our thoughts. There apparently is a way that we could probably learn more about the Ward Stone, because apparently the Ward Stone's very, very important to this whole story. The Ward Stone basically is the barrier between keeping the demons at bay. Basically, it's like Attack on Titan. Put a giant wall over it, keep those giant titans out of the way. But apparently, Discari found a way to somehow disable the ward stones, or actually turn the ward stones to their favor. But apparently, there is a way that we could actually fix this problem by finding this person called the Storyteller. You remember the Storyteller from Pathfinder Kingmaker? Apparently that guy lives like for 1,000 years or something. I don't know. This guy's got a long life. But we need to find him because apparently he knows things that we don't know. Maybe we can find something else, some information. But if you want to see more Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous, you know what to do. Leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Let me know what I shouldn't do, you know, while I'm going through this game constantly dying and stuff. You know, just leave a comment, let me know how your day is going, and let's go. I walked out of my room, and then Anevia just started talking to me. Hey, wait, mind if I bend your ear for something? So here's the most important thing. Beth gave you a crucial mission. I get that, and I know you'll get the job done. I saw you in action, but here's the rub. By sending you out on an errand, we're weakening our defenses here. If they come at us while you're gone, I don't know if we'll be able to fight them off. Okay, so everything feels clear so far. I mean, do you want me to stay here and guard the tavern? You know what? No. Your task is far too important. You can't just hole up here all cozy like, waiting for the demons to knock on the door. We need to take the fight to them. But if those freaks try to make a move on this place, Beth will send a runner to get you. If that happens, you leg it back here, alright? Because if you don't, you'll be coming back to an ash pile. Got it? Oh my gosh. When do you think the demons will attack next? Your guess is as good as mine. It might not be here. They could attack the whole damn city. Those vermins know they've lost the upper hand, and that we're going to push back hard. If things kick off here, you should know after they attack, some things could be changed beyond recognition. So if you've got any business that needs taken care of, you better do it soon. Okay, everything's no, don't say that. Thank you for warning me. See you later. Oh, there's something else. So the rift, that damn beetle left with its scythe. Yeah, well, it cut the demon city in two, and it's kind of difficult to get across. My scouts tell me there's a halfway decent place to set up a crossing in Market Square. Not that any of them try to make sure, but if you got a mind to go across, I think you're gonna have to eventually. You might want to give the square a once-over. Oh, the giant scythe from the beginning of the game, so he just made a giant scythe to just cut the whole city in two. Jeez. Later, watch yourself out there. The divided city, in more ways than one. I have leveled, but before we do that, let's talk to... Should we talk to Vane first? Let's Camellia. Oh yeah, pay me. Here, take this. It's 2,000 coins. Take your payment and remember that Helga's Gorm always pays his debts. It's like... I have a job that would be perfect for someone like you. Naturally, I'll pay generously for your services. Straight up, what's the reward we're talking about? 1,000 gold coins. Listen here, you little shit. 1,000 coins won't do a goddamn thing. Step up your game. 1,000 coins? 1,000 coins? What am I gonna do with 1,000 coins? I can't even buy a Raise the Dead spell. The Raise the Dead spell, I heard, is 6,000 coins. Double reward, I'll think about it. That diplomacy is pretty high, but... No. 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 Just... no. Yep, I heard you. Okay. Wait, that was it? Hold on. Wait, what? Oh, no, she did tell me about it. Okay, she told me about... That conversation was shorter than I thought it was. Only because I already know what he's about to say. Alright. Do this again. Thanks for the payment. Well, what do you mean a job for someone like me? For an adventure, ready to sell their soul for booze and then lie down drunk in the gutter? Or do you think you're somehow different? A traveling knight, perhaps, noble of heart, but without a coin to your name. Do you realize what's outside right now? Argus seems like one of those people who think the entire world owes them something. However, you hear notes of hysteria beneath his smug arrogance. It's as though he's really quite nervous, but taking great plans to conceal them. So whatever he's got planned for me to do is very personal to him. And I'm about to find some secrets out of this guy. Seem reliable enough as ally. Did you get me out of those caves? So what does this job involve? You shall be my bodyguard. You see, I have good reason to return to my mansion here in Canabreus. Yeah, that mansion is... You said mansion? Yeah, no. It's... no. I still have... well, it doesn't matter. It's gone, none of your business. My mansion is a breathtaking building with large garden. And the... Listen, not all that's gone. I shudder to imagine the state it is in now. I have little hope that my guards were able to hold the mansion during the attack, and I expect that the servants fled when they saw the demons. Only Abadar knows what happened there, since, therefore, I would ask that you meet me at my mansion and guard me until I complete my business. I already asked the local paladins for help. That ain't happening. What kind of reward are we talking? Yeah, I need that money. Okay, alright, alright. I need that money. I need that money. Need that money. Need that money. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's the money. What kind of reward we're talking about? Wait, so he doubled the amount anyway? Why do you refuse? You don't need the money. Perhaps it's not enough? Fine, I'll double the amount. Deal. So he did do it anyway. That's diplomacy right there. Just say it's diplomacy. Deal. Marvelous. Most excellent. Argus relaxes, soothing. A few tense is like, I'll proceed to my mansion at once and wait for you there. Meanwhile, you needn't worry. I know the city like the back of my hand. Cool. He did it anyway. Fine, I'll double the amount. Well, hold on. Let me double check he said that. Oh, he's really serious about this mansion. He's hiding something. He's hiding something. A strange figure towers over the bar. A huge, ungainly man with skin so milky white that his blue veins are visible even from a distance. His bald head is equal parts lumpy and pitted, and blood-filled eyes are stare impassively out at you from beneath his pale brown brows. The glass in the albino's large, clumsy hand looks dangerously delicate, as if one twitch of those calloused fingers would be enough to crush it. A gold medallion engraved with a tankard gleams around his neck. What'll it be? Show me what you have. Oh, here we go. Okay. Alright. Get to work, everyone. Get all this off of me right now. Anything that's special, I'll keep it. But the rest, get it out. Oh, yeah. Get these daggers out of here. Oh, we're getting money already. Oh, those 38 daggers. That'll do ya. I'm rich! I'm gonna give him all this, and then he's gonna be like, whoa, what are you doing? What are you doing right now? Javelin. Master of Falsia? I don't know. I got 17 Masterwork Glaives? Jeez. Well, I already got a glaive that I like right now. Jeez. Wait, I gave you 17 okay, that you could give me more. I'm so greedy. Give me more! Yo. Hold up. 2,697. Let me see that move again. Okay, it's still moving. I'm over here just like, wait, is it moving? Baphomet's Cultist Heavy Shield? I got 2 of them. Let me hold on to one of them. We could make it to 3,000, that would be great. At least in the beginning of the game, they're basically saying, here's all this stuff, let's start you off with some money. You're gonna be heavy for a while, but hey, it is what it is. That's a lot of size. It's a lot of Masterwork scimitars right there. Is there anybody that I'm about to encounter with that has... No, I don't think so. Here, I'll hold on to 2, but Masterwork Light Crossbow, Masterwork Heavy Mace. Yep, we're gonna have to get rid of it. Masterwork Great Sword. I don't think... Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Let's keep going. Oh, we moved up to 5,000. I don't know how that happened, but you know what? Do that. Commas. If you want a ninja build, you can definitely do it in this game. You can become whatever you want, basically. Jeez, this is a lot of money. And I can buy 1 scroll with it. Well, one very expensive scroll. Don't ever buy expensive scrolls in this game. It's useless. It's just reload the game and then this time live. That's all I'm saying. Masterwork dagger? Keep that, because I think there's a certain character that uses daggers coming up here soon. A scythe, a masterwork, a short sword, hold on to that. Masterwork hammer. Wait. Hold on, I just remembered something. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Hold on to that cold iron. One. Throw out the club. Masterwork. Oh, dueling sword. Nice. Cold iron. Okay. Masterwork. Light crossbow. Long bow. Long spear. I don't think anybody's using the falcata. Short swords out of here. Oh yeah. Oh, now I can move. Oh my gosh, this is so much better. Ugh, I was living a horrible life. But now, masterwork dueling sword. Is there anything else that I could sell? Merchant would pay handsomely for this. Sell that. What about this card figurine? They don't sell for anything. I'll be honest. They don't. Let's just tell the truth here. Like, hey, this ring, it's gonna cost a lot. Cost for 2 gold doubloons. 2 gold doubloons! No. No, thank you. Sell off the hide. Keep that bloodshot eye. I might need that bloodshot eye. You never know. Like, oh man, your wife who's about to die, if she only had a bloodshot eye, she could live through it. Roll scribes. That's a lore book. We don't throw away lore books. There's a horseshoe. A pearl. It's literally just 1 for the pearl. An item of interest for craftsmen or a collector. I hope so. Deal. Woo! 8,674. Nice. Should I buy Cure Light Wounds? It's probably a good idea. Let's start off with that. No, not that much. Jeez. Who do you think I am? Let's buy 10. Or 11, that's fine. Let's see. Magic armor. +4. Those are good. How much are these each? It's only 50. Jeez, they really want me. Wait. 50, 50. Okay, yeah. The math is right. It just sucks. It just sucks that they're charging me such high prices. I gave him literally a whole armory, and he gave me so little. I'm just saying, man. Saying. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Gloves of Neophyte. Whenever aware of these gloves, cast a cantrip or a first level spell. That spell deals 1 additional point of damage. Nice. Dark Omen. Why does it cost 13,000? The wearer of this ring has the ability to cast spells spontaneously. It grants them the ability to cast the following spells: Ray of Enfeeblement, Scar, Ray of Exhaustion, Fear. Jeez. Yeah, no wonder that costs a lot. A bag of holding opens into a non-dimensional space. Its inside is way larger than its outside. Regardless of what is put into the bag, its weight doesn't. Oh yeah, no, I know what this is. What am I looking at it for? Okay, so it allows the party to carry an additional 100 pounds. Is basically what it's saying. Because right now it's just 3,000. I mean, 350 is the highest, right? 350. So if I buy this. Yeah, it's important. Yeah, it's kind of important. Wait, is this... Makes your currently equipped weapon... Oh, it's for the weapon. It's not like for the person itself. Spicy pastry. I'll take that. That's a new recipe right there. Purifying solution. Clean, safely consume any food corrupted into the waste. We're gonna need 5 of those. A few more. Holy water. All enemies within 5 centered creature closer. You can throw a flask of holy water. Direct hit deals 2 4-sided dice points holy damage to any undead creature or an evil outsider. Each such creature within 5 feet. That's actually... We're at 3,000. Let's calm down a little bit. Apprentice lockpick. Do we just need 1 for those? I don't know. Okay, and this is all the stuff that I just threw into his mouth. Potion of heroism. Blessed weapon potion. Gotta be careful with my money right now. We're doing good right now, but... Got some magic armor, feather step. Okay. Potion of aid. Oh, it lasts for just a minute, though. Potion of invisibility, not point. Come on, Matt. Words! I'm looking around to see if I need anything else. Probably not. Magic Fang. Gives all natural weapons or unarmed strikes for the subject. Ooh, that's kind of cool. I don't remember that being in the previous game. Maybe it was, I just didn't make it that far. But, kind of cool. This is an ingredient for cooking. Probably is. No, not that many. No. Okay, I think... Mutated fish. No. Alright, we're good. Alright. So now we're light now. We're light. Thanks to that, see right there? We're now light. We're good. We got... Look. New receipts. Recipes, not receipts. I hate that. When I see recipe, I say receipts. I hate it. I don't know why I do that. Also, I'm wearing holding the two-handed weapon. Apparently, my rolls for my double weapons was really bad since I didn't have the 2-weapon proficiency. So I need that. That'll come in like 2 levels, but it's gonna be a minute. Also, I got some stuff from the OwlCat Games thing. And... Okay. What am I looking for? I think I'm good. There's the bag right there. Oh, she used a lot of stuff. You used a lot of stuff as well. Okay. Magic armor. Go. Do some. Let's see. Scroll of whole person. What should I give you? Protection from the law. Scroll of Unbreakable Heart. This is for Cure Light Wounds. She has the ability, but it only has two slots for it. Okay. Alright.
Move out!
Now we have to talk to literally everybody in this room. Who are you? The albino slowly takes your measure with his red eyes, and finally, with a gentle sigh, he says, Gemel Hawks, a vampire. How did you end up in the Crusader City? How did anyone end up here? How did you, or them? With a huge hand, the tavern keeper gestures at the ragtag group assembled in the room. The world is big, but still there isn't a place for everyone. People who no longer have a life anywhere else, they end up here. Any news in the city? There are demons everywhere, and you showed up. Are there any places in the city worth visiting? If you mean places that normal people usually stay well away, then there are plenty, like the Pataxian wine cellar. Oh, Patax. I remember Patax. It once belonged to a Pataxian trading house, then King Urventi came to power in Patax, and property started changing hands. Soon after, the seller's shop, since it was found in a ditch. Not all of him, mind you, just his head. Numerian gangsters had taken possession of the place. They wanted to sell something stronger than wine on the street, so they ended up on the gallows. Then King Irovetti's number was up. So now the store stands empty and unclaimed. People say that a headless ghost wanders the place at night, moaning ghostly, ghoulously. Ooh. After coming to the end of his story, unusually long by his standards, the tavern keeper takes a swig from his tankard. Just don't ask me how he makes any noise with no head. I wasn't there. I just tell it like I heard it. Are you really a vampire? He gives you that long look of reapproach, then gradually answers, no. I see you're not one for talking. He gives you a long, mournful look and says nothing. I have to count the tech sees you off. Twitching his pale. That's fucking with this guy. Look around a bit. Oh yeah, give me that. Of course the nobles have survived. Who the heck are you? A young man in well-worn traveling clothes and a simple wooden symbol of Aristil on his chest is efficiently cutting a linen robe into stripes to use as bandages. Despite his visible exhaustion, he works with zeal, singing some tune with about red braids and ripe sheaves of wheat under his breath. He raises his warm chestnut-colored eyes to you. Are you one of the Crusaders? Thank you for defending those of us whose talents lie off the battlefield. I'm Jurna, servant of Aristil. Pleased to meet you. But what are you doing here? I only took up holy orders recently, so my god has only bestowed a little bit of his powers upon me as yet. I'm sorry to say that the number of wounded fighters in this tavern is far beyond my power to heal, but there's a reason people say, have faith in the gods, but look to yourself first. I may not be able to help the wounded with magic, but I can at least cut up bandages. Are you from around here? No, I was just passing through Canabrius. I was sailing down the old man of ours, the Great Selen River, to a village by name of Chili Creek. I happened to land in the city on the eye of the festival, and I'm ashamed to say I decided to stay for a day to enjoy myself, but I ended up staying in the city longer than I bargained for. Chili Creek, where is that? It's a small fishing village. It's not even marked on some maps, but people do live there. What they don't have is a priest. They have no one to heal their wounds, no one to offer prayers for good catch, no one to give their dead a dignified burial, and the world wound is a stone throw away. So I'll be setting sail for Chili Creek to serve my god and my people. It's a stone throw away from the world wound? Jeez. That's probably creepy to look at. Once we've held a kind of brass, I'll be going there. If by the chance of the good gods we all survive this, you should come and visit sometime. You'll find the village here on the bank of the river. The priestess marks it on the map. Aren't you a young and inexperienced cleric, afraid to go to the border of the world wound? I won't lie, I am afraid, but what can I do? Those villagers are simply people like you and me. Every day of their short lives is spent doing hard, honest work. That's exactly the kind of life I want. Something simple but meaningful. If I had centuries ahead of me, like elves and some races do, I might have spared some 50 years or so to travel around the world, the young man says with a smile. Or maybe even 100, why not? Okay. I could bring him into my party. I have to go. May Aristel watch over you. Well, I remember Aristel. There's a downstairs area. Okay. And there's a way out.
Head on!
Just yelling inside this tavern, and all these people just get up. They're just like, there's Lon. Who's Indorath? Who's Pink Eye? Interesting. Who are these people? A stout old man with a fuzzy gray beard mumbles a prayer. What can I do for you? Show me what scrolls you're selling. Okay, so he's got scrolls. Nice. Okay. Scroll of Mirror's Image? Oh, yeah, that's 150 gold pieces. Now, let's see. I'll be honest, Mirror's Image is OP. Not like OP as in damage, but it saves your life, is basically what I'm saying. I would like 3 of these. 3? Let's just do 2 right now. Scroll of Dispel Magic. Scroll of Dispel Magic. Scroll of Haste. All allies within a 30-foot centered close range. Okay. When making a full attack, a hasted creature may make 1 extra attack with its main weapon. Hasted creature gains... Ooh. If I find haste, I'm not gonna buy that because that's just a lot. Roll of light wounds. Is that less than... That is less than these potions. Isn't it? Because if potions were like 10 gold pieces, then I'd buy a whole bunch of potions. Now these are cheaper. Let's buy... Oh. 7? Yeah, 7. And then we got Lesser extend meta magic rod. This rod grants its wielder the ability to make up 3 spells they cast per day, extended as though using an extend spell feat. Oh! Yeah, that's why it's 3,000. That's good. I can't buy any of those, though. We might find them for free, though. You ever do that? You ever like, oh man, I finally bought it, and then you beat somebody 5 minutes later, and they drop it, and you're like, really? Really? Guardian of Life. I'm not even gonna look at it. It's too rich to look at. Alchemist Kit. This kit allows you to create potions of level 1 spells. Interesting. I'll have one. Oh my gosh! Wait. Yeah. I noticed that it was a lot of money. Wait. It's 100? Okay, so I wonder if that's permanent. Have to find out. The next one is 2,000. Scroll of Rainbow pattern. Alright, stop looking at the scrolls. Shouldn't be buying that stuff anyway. Hold on to your money. Try to tell myself that every. Oh. Scroll kit. Driver scroll kit. Okay, cool. And the next one for the next kit is 2,600. For the Alchemist one, it's 2,000. Okay, cool. Awesome. Alright, what's his story? Who are you? Bazazi Rathamus, a rector of the local temple of Abadar. The temple is gone, though, and if we snooze here for much longer, the city will be lost as well. Who's the boy with you? This one? Yado, the shepherd, my apprentice. He's a smart boy, and his faith is strong. He serves Aristal, though, but there's still something he can learn from an old servant of Abadar. He'll be a great cleric when he gets a little older. What kind of help can I expect from you? First, I sell you scrolls. I have a lot of them. Something for every emergency. Second, while you're here in the tavern, I could read one for you. Guaranteed, no surprises. But you'd better not go into the city without a cleric. I won't be going there myself. I'm too old, and my powers are needed here. I have to go. Yado. That's a cool name, by the way. Yado. Noble. Can't go upstairs because blocked off. Alright. Guess I could talk to her. Oh hey, so they patched me up. Now I can run, jump, and dance and jig. I feel like it. Are there any suspicious places in the city that I should pay attention to? There are a couple spots I wanted to check out, but I didn't have time. There really is a den of cultists out there. It would be good if you could swoop in there and bust some heads. You don't even need to search a warrant. First one is the silken thread. It's funny little tailor shop that doesn't take any orders and never buys any fabric, but they always seem oh so busy. They're busy with something in there, alright, but sewing ain't it. She's funny. Second one is the alchemy shop, Topaz Solutions. That's a cool name for an alchemy shop. And they trade in everything, not just healing potions. Judging by the ingredients they've been buying on the black market, there's something fishy about the alchemist rituals going on there in this place. So, okay. Responsibilities are in the Eagle Watch. She smiles evasively. Nothing official. I'm not even a knight, you know. I just hang around. You sure you want to know the details? Catching traitors, spies, cultists is no walk in the park. It's a delicate job. Well, now that they've just exposed themselves as cultists, you don't have to do no search warrant. You don't need to spy. You just need to walk around the street and there it is. There's a cultist. Now the job's easy. What if you surprise some suspicious blighter with an official search? Everyone will know about it before long, starting with their cronies. That kind of sneaking into people's houses at night ain't exactly legal. Crusaders can't be doing stuff like that, can they? Well, I'm not exactly a knight. The girl trails off. Uh, Tell me about yourself. She shrugs with a lazy smile. I'd be happy to, but there's kind of nothing to tell. What's so interesting about me? Where are you from? Nowhere. I was blown in by the wind and found a cabbage patch. Girl stopped short. Sorry, that's an old habit of mine. I don't like blabbing about my past, but you saved my skin, so I guess I kinda owe you. Sure. I'm from Niddle, and I wouldn't wish my homeland on my worst enemy. You've heard of the place, I'm sure. Ruled by monsters that aren't alive nor dead, and the official religion is the cult of Zankuthan. I grew up in a slum like a weed between the cobblestones. I didn't have a dad, but I had lots of aunts and uncles. My mom's cronies, no prize for guessing the kind of business she was involved in. They gave me a set of lockpicks, and as soon as I could hold a spoon, and while other kids were picking their noses, I was picking pockets. When I was 12, the monks of the Silent Shroud came for us. Creepy guy with their mouths sewn shut. That's weird. They're the guards in Nisrach. Mom gave me to her friends, and we hid in the secret temple of Desna. I never saw my mom again. I lay low in the temple for the next few years, kept my head down. I washed floors, fetched water, listened to sermons. Funny thing about after a while, I started liking Desna's teachings, but as soon as I saw that was old enough, I was out of there. I left Niddle and got as far away as I could. What a ragtag group you got there, from nobles to street thieves. You got that right. It's like only the best for you. What do you do if the knights and nobles fail to save the world? The lowlives are our only hope. How did you meet Beth? I was bumming around Timon a while back doing this and that. Desnan temples sometimes gave me odd jobs. You know something? They needed people with skills like mine. On the surface it was fine, I guess. After Niddle, the freedom of river kingdoms should have seemed like heaven. My chance to sit back and enjoy life. But I wasn't happy. There wasn't any joy in my new life. I was all alone. No one cared for me, and I didn't care about anybody either. I struggled to find a reason to drag myself out of bed every morning, trying to stone around my neck, and jumping into the nearest river started to look pretty appealing. One day I was hired to follow some fellas who the local authorities suspected were Razmirian spies. I was stupid. I made a rookie mistake and they caught me. It's like my body had already decided to do my mind had been fighting to. Oh yeah, so her mind just said, you know what, I give up. To finally put me out of my misery, get someone else to kill me since I didn't have the guts to do it myself. Dang, that's dark. They grabbed me. I thought they'd gut me on the spot, but instead they hogtied me and dragged me off. And just like an animal going to the slaughter, my only thought was, let's just get this over with. They brought me to their stinking cave, threw me on the altar, and I realized who it was. Kuthites from Niddle. They tracked me down after all these years, but I didn't care anymore. Wouldn't even have cared if they'd eaten me or whatever. We all gotta go sometime, right? So I was lying there, staring at these knives pointed at me, when fate rolled the dice and I hit the jackpot. Irabeth. There she was, storming into the cave. Picture it. I'm lying on the altar, all these knife-wielding maniacs around me, and suddenly Irabeth storms in. I thought it was Iomade herself, fierce in her shining armor, with her gleaming sword raised. She made quick work of these scumbags, chopped them off just like that. Yo, that big girl, she. Yo, I'm telling you, man, I ain't fucking with her. That's all I'm saying. I didn't even have time to blink. She untied me, and then the girl's face lights up as she chuckles. She looked through the papers they had on the table and started swearing like a sailor. So much for Iomade. Uh, how did you and Erebeth end up in Canabreas? After almost becoming a human sacrifice, I knew I never wanted to leave Erebeth's side. Desna knows I fell for her instantly. I fell hard. My misery was gone, and then Erebeth showed me what was in those papers, proof that the cultists had a nest in her home city. Well, I offered to help without a second thought. She must have she must have figured I couldn't wait to get my revenge on the cultists, but I didn't give a damn about them. It was her. I'd go anywhere for her, even on a crusade or into the jaws of a dragon. I guess in life, you can't just live alone. Some people just can't do that. Most people can't do that. And her will to live, around this person, that's valid. That makes sense. Some people would think, oh, well, you don't have self-love yourself. That's true, but think about it. Come on. Her lifestyle, what she went through, no parents. Can't blame her. But I took to life in Canabreas like a duck to water. I used to be an outcast whether I went, but half of the Crusaders are the same. After all, who'd volunteer to tangle with demons on the edge of the abyss? You gotta be either a goody two-shoes with too much honor and free time, or a misfit with no life out in the normal world with normal people. People come here to run away from the debts they're passed from themselves, so I fit right. What was it like living with Erebeth? It's like living. Without her, I wouldn't be. Seriously, if I were alone, I'd definitely be gone by now. Sure, sometimes we argue, can't deny that. Sometimes we bang our fists on the table and yell so loud that the walls shake, but that's all about order business. But at home, well, I'll give you an example. I've kind of always wanted to move out of the broom closet, so we call a house and into somewhere cozier. It ain't like we've taken a vow of poverty at the Eagle Watch, but every month somehow most of our spare money is spent on crusade business. Sure, I get mad about it, but it's part of why I love her so much. Erebeth was the thing that mattered most for a person, a purpose in life. She always got a reason for whatever she's doing. Her whole life is a crusade, and I just drifted around like a leaf in the wind until Desna brought us together. Now she's the meaning of my life, so it really makes no difference if we live in a mansion or under a bush. Thank you for your answers. I have to go. Okay, that was a lot. Okay. Guess we have time to talk to Camilla now. Camilla looks you over pensively, toying with the snaky-shaped bone amulet that dangles from her pale neck. Noticing your glance, she flashes you a cold, barely there smile. Greetings. It seems for a moment that the girl wants to say something else, but the pause grows too long, and her lips, she slips back into cautious silence. Yo, Camilla. She is... We need to figure her out. Because she... Okay. Oh. Where did you learn to wield the rapier so well? I had good teachers, although they don't get all the credit. I am a most diligent student. Camilla licks her parched lips. Your speech tells me your noble birth. She laughs, her practiced musical laugh, as she watches you from under lowered lashes. You're most insightful, a fine quality to have. Her laughter ends, and unspoken words hang in the silence. Oh, I could just flat out flirt with her, but no. Well, I suppose we all have our good and bad qualities. That's the most neutral thing to say. Well, I still, yeah, I'm gonna say that. I wouldn't have pegged you as a philosopher. Uh, tell me about yourself. You want to know more about me than you already do? Why? He's like, I talk to the spirits of this tormented land and they guide me in the battle. I'll help you fight demons and I swear that you can rely on me in this matter. Isn't that sufficient? She is stonewalling me. Your amulet is quite unusual. Where did you get it? Ah, my little trinket, it's nice of you to notice, but I assure you, this amulet is nothing but a bauble. Can a lady not be drawn to beautiful, useless things? Anyway, as much as I enjoy our delightful conversations, the spirits are calling me and I must respond. Please excuse me. Turns away, watching you out of the corner of her eye. Oh my gosh. Jeez. I wanted to come to her for more answers, but I only have more questions now. That's literally I went to Camilla and I was like, I need some answers. She has too many question marks. Literally, I knew more about Sela than I knew more about Lan. I knew more about Sela. I knew even Wendigo, after she told me all her nonsense in the beginning, I knew more about her. But Camilla, I know about Beth and Anevia, but I know nothing about Camilla. I know nothing. Noble birth, that's it. The dwarf resembles an abandoned citadel, one whose high, crumbling walls are still holding fast, but whose empty, lightless windows make it clear that all inside is dead. Oh, it's you. Good work back there. The great garrison names Staunton Vane. If you heard rumors about me, his face, which looks like it has never known anything as carefree as a smile grimace. Just so you know, everything people say about me, it's true. What do people say about you? They say I'm a traitor, as bad as Erelu Vorlish, that I'm a disgrace even among the ranks of the condemned, that Queen Galfrey should never have spared me, that I belong on the gallows. Jeez. Why did they hate you so much? You really don't know? Well, no I don't. The reason why the Crusade forces are holed up in fortresses on the edge of the world wound. Instead of bringing the fight to the demons, we used to have a foothold in the wound. The mighty, unsaleable city of Dresden. We used to have it until it fell, and all because my stupidity. I gave the enemy our main citadel. Oh God. So yeah, what that girl said in the previous video is all true. I was tired. They wanted to execute me, and rightly so, but the queen intervened. Wow. She said that I should live and fight in order to undo what I have done. So that's how I lived, decade after decade, fighting in the condemned. As you can see, I have fixed nothing, and I have earned no one's forgiveness. Are you going to spit on my face too? It wouldn't surprise me. You were given the chance to live, so live, and stop blaming others for what you've made of your life. I don't think he did that. I don't think he's blaming others. I think he literally is blaming himself. I mean, you saw his eyes, right? Or heard his eyes. Let's see. Oh, you can spit in his face. It's like, I hope you earn forgiveness. Thank you. From the depths of my soul, I thank you. But I haven't had hope for a long, long time. The whole city because... How is that possible? That the city fell because of you? What do you mean, how? if you don't trust the word of of a condemned, so go ask somebody else, like my little brother Joran. If you still don't believe it, what's it to me? But if you're about to ask me to recount the story of my disgrace for the 1000th time, don't. You really don't have any friends. I couldn't have survived this long if I was completely alone. Joran, my little brother, he keeps me going. He's never abandoned me. Everyone else shies away from me like they might catch what I've got. Even fighters in the condemned console themselves by thinking I got stripped of my rank. But at least I'm not Staunton. Jeez. Jeez, that thing, that's permanent. Commander Trebade seems to be the only person in the whole army who remembers that I'm a soldier and not a drudge. She has no qualms about taking me into battle. She had some mud flung at her in the past, or so I hear. That's why she tries to keep an open mind about people. It's no surprise that she's the only one to hold on to her sense of reason in this farce. I like the sound of this person. So many years in the condemned. Surely you have paid your penance by now. That's not up to me to decide. My life is in the Queen's hand. What is this condemned? The condemned is a military unit made up of piety criminals scripted as disposable soldiers and frontline. Oh my gosh. Isn't this a real thing in real life? Oh, it's a the condemned is the suicide squad. Okay, got it. I prayed, yada yada yada. I'm gonna dim this down. I need to talk to the elf who calls himself the Storyteller. Do you know where I can find him? Storyteller. Strokes his beard and thought. A strange old fellow, that one. He used to sit with me for hours, asking about all sorts of things. He never offered judgment or comfort. He just listened. At first, I wanted him and his questions as far away from me as possible, but later I realized that talking to him did ease my burden a little. I hope he is alive and well. He's completely blind. Yeah, he is. And feeble too, so if he's alone in the city, well, you probably know what that means. I do know one place he might be. Look for him in the Black Wing. It's a library here. I'll show you where it's on the map. I don't know what use a library is to blind elf, but he loved this place. He would sit there day and night. Okay, I have to go. Alright, go on then. Maybe we'll see each other again. We will, man. We will. Veins. He'll tell me his story. I got more information out of Vane than I did out of Camilla. There it is. Right there. Boom. I know more about Vane in that conversation than I do about Camilla. All I know is that she's a noble and that she's kind of narcissistic. That's it. That's it. I do not trust her. Sorry, I'm spinning the screen around and it's probably making people sick. Where is... There's her. Oh, Sela. She smiles warmly to you. Hey there. During the march through the dungeon, we never got the chance to exchange a proper greeting. It's high time I shake your hand. What do you think of what's going on in Canabreas? It's complete chaos. It's lucky we're here to handle it, right? She smiles brightly, then she gives you a worried look. Does the way I talk bother you? I know I can seem biased, but blasé. Many good people and our protector Terendelev died here in Canabreas. A paladin of Iomade is expected to be properly respectful and solemn. But I prefer to face my troubles with a smile and a bit of common sense. Grief is a weapon we'll use against you. It can undermine a warrior's spirit. It's better we hold off on grief until we've driven the last demon and cultist from the city. Okay. get chaotic. If you want to win, we can't be mourning or our deceased day and night. Plus, joy heals the soul. It's nice when you and your commander think alike. Sela smiles softly. Okay, like to know more about you. Of course, ask anything. Jake, she's just open. Tell me, where are you from? I'm a little bit from Geb, a little bit from Katapes, but mostly from the Knights of Iomade. I was accepted and began my training at 14. Well, 14, early. I belong to their ranks more than I belong to any other place. You've come from Mendev by a long road, haven't you? A very long one. A traveler is expected to have amusing stories. Unfortunately, I have only 3 tales of any interest, and I'd like to save them for our next feast. Otherwise, I won't have anything to show for myself when it's time to start bragging. And that just won't do, especially since I'll win the night with my cautionary tale of a battle with chupacabras. Wow, chupacabras in this. Okay, got it. You can't tempt me with a story about fighting chupacabras and then not follow through. What are chupacabras, by the way? Incredibly repulsive magic beasts, fast and dangerous. They can, well, it looks like someone's fooled me into starting the tale. I guess now I'll have to tell the whole story. Picture a small town in Kadira. And down the dungeon, there's 2 murderers awaiting to be executed. The gallows are already built for them. The rope's been brought, but sometimes life takes a surprise turn. Suddenly, a paladin of Iomade appears in the doorway and offers the murderers a deal. If you go with her to fight some monsters, they live. If they survive, that is. That's a big difference between an imminent death and a probable death with a glimpse of hope, wouldn't you say? So here we are traveling through the desert. Me and my friend, a priestess Sarenrae, along with the little rat folk people who asked for our help, and the 2 cutthroats. We get to the rat folk village and saw their bodies lying around, all drained dry. We figured we'd have to fight vampires. That's how the little rat folk described the monsters who attacked our village. That's why we went all brazen like the sun was high and the vampires couldn't attack until dusk. But we never got a chance to look around. Black shadows, quick as the wind, attacked us from all sides. Not vampires, but chupacabras. One of the lads we pulled from the gallows got killed right away. The second one ran for his life. That left me, the ratfolk, and Kira. That was the name of the priestess, and we all steeled ourselves for the fight of our lives. And just when we thought that the end had come, and the chupacabras surrounded me like a pack of dogs around a bear, and our ratfolk friend wounded and down, and the teeth of the quickest of those blasted monsters was clenched on Kira's shoulder. Right then, when all hope was lost, the other lad from the gallows suddenly comes running back. He kills the beast, attacking Kira. I'm sure he know what a turning point in the fight looks like. Well, this was it. A moment before we were lost, and a moment later we had it back under control. The chupacabras dropped dead one by one. The little ratfolk is reunited in his family, with his family who was hiding in the basement. The priestess and I closed the eyes of the boy from the gallows who saved us. It was a shame he didn't survive the fight. May the gods keep his soul in its journey through the afterlife. So, even though he came back and saved them, he didn't make it though. But that was the turning point. It's a good story. He could have died in the disgrace of the gallows, but instead he died a hero. And I fancy the stunt earned him some points of his final judgment. He's smart to remember our journey doesn't end in death. Had it not been for the mercy, Milos, that was his name, would be hanging from a noose, and me, Kira, and all the rat folk would be dead in the village. Someone told me that a kind deed done by an unkind person is 100 times more precious. By the same token, an evil done by a noble soul is 100 times more horrifying. That's what I really wanted to say. The chupacabras were just a good starting point. What made you become a paladin of Iomade? Well, here comes the story. That's a serious question and a good one. You should ask it of your companions, but it's a long story. To start with, 12 years ago, I was nothing like the person I am now. I roamed the streets of Solku and the other homeless orphans. I stole. I fought. I was hired sword for a bit. Not the proper origin for a paladin, is it? Man, all these people just rags. Everybody was rags, and then they just grew up. Back then, Solku was a city of orphans, widows, and widowers. Gnolls decimated the city regularly. My parents were among their victims. People there heard about new deaths before they finished mourning their previous losses. Wow. One day, a group of knights of Iomade brought a glimmer of hope to the city, but while others saw them as saviors and protectors, I was busy pricing up the noble horses in their gleaming mithril armor, wondering just how much one of their pretty swords could fetch. A thief lives one day at a time. That's what they say. I was the type that never thought past the next job. Anyhow, I was able to sneak into the knight's camp and steal one of their mithril helms. Okay. And I was right there when a gnoll attacked the helm's owner. Akemi was her name, and dealt a blow to her unprotected head. A gnoll was all those others she fiercely driven from the gates of Solku. There's one blow, that one blow was fatal, but who really was to blame for her head? The gnoll attacker, or the young thief named Celia? Oh man, so she stole her helmet, and she was gonna go for her helmet, but then she got surprise attacked by a gnoll and then got hit in the head, attacked in the head. I know what it's like to survive sometimes. I can't judge you. Well, I can. Believe everyone deserves a chance at redemption, but redemption means you understand what you did and you're willing to be harder on yourself from now on. But you were asking what brought me into the ranks of Iomede's warriors. We all choose the Paladin's path for one reason, for our own reasons. Some are guided by nobility of spirit, some by desire to fight injustice. I became I became who I am through penance and a debt unpaid. The day Akemi died protecting my city, I wanted to kill myself for the terrible guilt I felt. Jeez, there's just a lot of self-harm going on in this whole damn story. But then I realized it wouldn't make the world any better, and I decided that instead I'd try to take her place. I'd become one who had been the man, my words. I'd become who she had been, and protect the innocence that she had no longer be able to protect. Jeez, man, words. I've been reading this whole time. What are the principles of a paladin of Iomade follow? I'll tell you. I like to recite our code. It feels like I've said it 1,000 times, but it never gets old. There is strength in these words. After a pause, she begins her voice. A show of meditative. I will learn the weight of my sword. Without my heart to guide it, it is worthless. My strength is not my sword, but in my heart. If I lose my sword, I have lost a tool. If I betray my heart, I have died. I will have faith in the inheritor. I will channel her strength through my body. I will shine in her legion, and I will not tarnish her glory through base actions. I am the first into battle and the last to leave it. I will not be taken prisoner by free will. I will not surrender under my command. I will never abandon a companion, though I will honor sacrifice freely given. Okay, I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it. I got it. Thank you. I've learned everything I wanted. I hope I didn't bore you. Ask me something else if you'd like. She's just open. I want to hold off on that. Is fighting demons all you want, or are you looking for something more? How about covering myself in glory and becoming the hero of 100 ballads, or at least a dozen if they're lively ones? Anyway, to be more serious, the area around World's Wound is the best place for a paladin who wishes to defend the weak and serve good. Being part of the crusade is a reward enough for me, but there's something that worries me. I don't want to sound like I'm criticizing my brothers in arms, but the Eagle Watch and the other orders are focusing on just one aim. The war against the World Wound. That's why they can sometimes overlook the smaller things, ordinary misfortunes, you know. I see what she's talking about. I always liked being a wandering knight because one moment I could get up and go help a poor rat folk whose family had been kidnapped, or an old woman whose favorite dog had gone missing. So here's my answer. I don't have some big important goal, but I'll be happy to help those who need it a little bit here and there. Okay. Erebeth said your friend Jana Aldori is missing. Do you know where we could go look for her? Erebeth is worried about her fighters. I understand that. I wanted to look for Jana myself, so I didn't distract you. But since you're in this too, I could use some help. Jana and I met in Canabrias a few days ago, just hit it off. We went drinking together. We went to that unforgettable celebration together too, but we got separated in the crowd, so we should start looking from the main square. That's where I last saw her. Jenna's a good fighter. Even if she is green, she couldn't have become an Aldori otherwise. Oh, she means she's alright. Okay. I hope she is too. See you. Man, I'm worried. I'm worried. I hope she's alright. Pink eye. Who's this? I won't talk to her just yet. An imposing young Orid is surrounded by a crowd by crusaders who are hanging on to her every word. I hope this example clearly illustrates the difference between Jiska legionaries from the last war, the crusaders. The perfection of form and spirit they were imbued with during creation turned them into parts of a well-balanced war machine, not a ragtag bunch of individuals, but an untied whole. A united whole, not an untied whole. Now tell me again, why am I supposed to be impressed by your reckless assaults where everyone is fighting for their ego and for the right to beat their peers to a swift but pointless heroic sacrifice? Some of the crusaders grumble unhappily, but it is clear that they are captivated by the woman's words. The only exception is a scraggy and disabled halfling monk whose puffy black eye gives him away as a brawler and a troublemaker. He enthusiastically pushes forward and tries to engage, but one of the friends swiftly jabs him in the back of his elbow, making the poor fellow pause to catch his breath. Quietly listen to this discussion. One of the crusaders angrily curls his fist tightly and retorts with a burst of passion. If those gists of yours, or whatever you have come for us, we'd have our guts for garters. You think we never fought a mighty adversary before? I would love to see you storm a 60-foot-tall walking castle shaped like a gigantic elephant that carries siege fortifications on its back. And I'll have you know, those fortifications were defended by Diskin, priest craftsmen, armed with demon-bound war machines. They use the enemies you cannot defeat as mindless weapons. You should not argue with someone who happens to be the most authoritative research on the history of warfare 3,000 years before the foundation of Absalom. I don't know what she's talking about, but I see what she's saying. The lecture is over. Do my estimated listeners have any questions? I don't think she's technically insulting. Well, she kind of is insulting the Crusaders, but in a sense, she's just trying to get into their heads to say that, you know. Well, let's keep on going. Who are you? I am Indara, a warrior, a magus, and scholar of classical warfare from Garund. I admit that I am mildly offended by the fact that my name is entirely unfamiliar to you, but I'm willing to accept that this is due to Avistan's isolation from the sophisticated culture of the world at large. You've come a long way to be here. I like to think of myself as an inhabitant of Galoran, and I don't narrowly identify with any country in particular. Why did you come here? To witness a legendary war, the confrontation between denizens of a plane famous for its love of violence and the Crusaders from every continent, united by the common goal of defending their home. An epic struggle of colossal proportion. Is she an arms dealer, or is she just a person that's all about tactical warfare? Maybe she just can't see it from here. The view will get way more epic if she stops hiding among us and takes a walk outside. The woman smirks contemptuously. She does not deem the monk's words worthy of comment. Looks like you know more about warfare than any of us. Oh, am I hearing things, or did someone finally acknowledge my competence in an art for warfare? Perhaps there's... Okay, alright, she's talking out of her ass. Why don't you join the Crusaders and show them how fighting should be done? No, I'm a historian. Yeah, it's like, the more dangerous the upcoming scuffle is, the more motivated we are to find clever and pretty words to justify not actually doing the fighting. He's kinda right. What is this? You're wrong to treat the Crusaders with such disdain. To allow me to explain. A debate? Ooh, I will be happy to prove that current conflict can't hold a candle to the last war. Very well. The last war of Jiskin was waged using a significantly greater number of troops. Both sides actively relied on reinforcements from allied planes, and their strategic planning was perfected through no fewer than 7 rounds of intensive design. None of the above applies to these wars of yours. Compared to the Jiska, we are but a stone club-wielding kobolds. I would like to conclude by my thesis as a few words of wise counsel from Dagon, an advisor to the Pharaoh of Forgotten Plagues. I doubt you will comprehend the true genius of his statement, but here it is nevertheless. A gadfly sees the ox. The ox pays no heed to the gadfly. The crimson fever takes them both. Interesting. Knowledge of the world at 15, or diplomacy. Let's see. I could choose diplomacy. The events of the past are shrouded in legend, but the fate of the world is being decided here and now. That is what you fail to grasp. Or I could say the principles of war are always the same, Weapons, causes, and resources may change, but the foundations remain immutable. I could go for that. No, then why don't we study tactics by watching a couple of rock-wielding goblins fight over a rat? The monk with black eye tiffles a giggle and looks like he wants to say something, but ultimately holds himself back. I'll say the next one. Of course, I am not trying to diminish the importance of current events. What I'm trying to say is that from a standpoint of history, and particularly the history of warfare, the true importance of these developments won't become obvious until later. As a scholar, I cannot deny that there is a certain truth beneath your skeptical statements. History is a complex discipline rooting in fact and an evidentiary base that grows ever more meager the farther the described period is from the present moment. Of course, if I were to argue in bad faith, the way Crusaders embellished their tales of slaying a single Brimarak by adding a dozen Baelors, for example, I could win this debate, but I am above such things, and therefore I am forced to admit that my skepticism is not entirely without merit. Have you changed your mind about joining the Crusaders? I don't see the point. Crusaders appear to be quite confident in your skills. If nothing else, you present your arguments to me with extreme confidence. This is a worthy blade. It will be used not only for the strong, but also for the wise. A claw of Jiska. And this is where I bid myself farewell. Before the end of the day, I was planning to observe how winged demons use pack tactics to drive their prey like herds to the livestock. It is about time I get back to my research. Stay safe. Wow. Wow. We're gonna see her again. We're gonna definitely see her again. Just doing research. Lady, are you serious right now? Are you literally serious? She was like, peace! I was like, are you serious? It's a short sword. Claw of Jiska. Not really a claw, is it? But whatever. Okay. Lon is here too. Totally forgot about you, Lon. Here for a chat. I've been waiting for you to come and see what strange beasts you've taken into your party. I'd like to know more about you. Let me guess, your first question is, can you wear a hat with your one horn? Am I right? I want to talk about Wendog, actually. Are you sure? Alright. Tell me about... Were you friends or more than that? Wow, you really don't pull any punches, do you? There was a time when I asked myself the same question. Wendog knew me better than anyone. She understood me better than anyone. She was the first girl I ever, but we never loved each other. Maybe I could have grown to love her, but it always seemed like she never understood what love was. Maybe she just wasn't capable of those kind of things. Okay. What was your connection? They grew up together, trained together. They were rivals. She wanted to be a great huntress. Okay. I'm just skimming things down. It'd be better if she died. The death of a friend is painful, but watching a friend become a shadow of their former self is unbearable. She doesn't think she's a shadow of her former self. Of course, she thinks she did everything right. She does think that. But because the second she starts to doubt herself, she'll have to face the truth, to admit that she's just a cannibal that demons use as they wish. That's what I want to see. She wants to get stronger and stronger, but for what? I'll never understand what drives her. Thanks. I'm not saying that. You can speak to the common much better than the rest of your tribe. Funnily enough, common isn't all that common underground, but your observation is correct. I used to live on the surface with my parents for a while and had a chance to learn a couple of things. The language and the fact that every peasant who sees my scaly mug screams demon and runs away. I don't know if you're interested, but my mom wasn't from an underground tribe. She was a smuggler, the kind that used the dungeons of Canabreas to secretly move stored goods. One time, two gangs couldn't agree on how to share a prime cut, get into a fight, and the winners threw the losers down a hole, dead and living alike. My dad went to check if the corpses had anything useful on them, and he found a girl from the surface barely clinging to life. An incredible feeling sparked between them, or maybe the girl just liked men with scales and a cat nose. That might be it. One way or another, he got back on her feet and had later left her home caves. She left her smuggling behind, then they began to be an honest life together. Okay, gotcha. And I never stayed at one place for long. We lived sometimes on the surface, sometimes underground. We couldn't find a place to call home. Living in the caves was hard on my mom, and my dad's appearance raised many questions in Mendev. They're at war against the demons. My father and I returned to our tribe. I think the peasants' screaming demon had something to do with it, or maybe Dad just couldn't stand the life without rat tail soup. I couldn't rule out the possibility. Mongols have short lifespans, but you don't look like you're getting old or dying. How old are you? I'm old as I look, no surprises there, but remember Soul? He's 10 years old. What the heck? Oh, he's 10 years older than me. I remember him back when he was a fearless warrior. The day by day, I watched him turn into an old man. Him and my father. It happens very quickly. First you miss a shot because you don't see the target as clearly as you used to. You think it's because your eyes are tired. You tell yourself it'll get better tomorrow. Then you notice you're having trouble breathing. Jeez, that's sad. And this goes on until one day you come across a cave beast. You realize you can't outrun it. My dad kept diaries marking all the signs, and I saw it the last year. I had to help him get out of bed, help him dress, remind him to eat. Sometimes he forgot my name. I told him that we should have stayed on the surface, and he joked that dodging a goddess was behavior unworthy of a crusader. He meant Pharasma. Every morning I wake up and check how I feel, but there's no signs yet. Even so, I know I don't have much time. I need to do something useful before I forget why I came here. Did you come to me so you could see the surface again? No, it wasn't it. I just don't have much patience for certain types of creatures. Demons, I mean. If they want to destroy Canabreas, I'll be on the side of the people they're attacking. Lon looks away. Lon, you're my companion, and companions should trust each other. I'm counting on you to give me honest answers, not excuses. I guess you're right. I shouldn't have been so evasive. It's just that sometimes some things are hard to talk about. My family, for example. My birth, hell take me, turned out to be a great misfortune for my parents, all because I'm relatively healthy. I'm the best thing that can come from a marriage between a cave-dwelling mongrel and one from the surface. A healthy child with the right number of hands and feet and no apparent defects. Because he's half mongrel, half human. I see. I could have had 4 brothers. The firstborn 2 years after me and died 3 years later. He didn't have a nose, nothing even remotely resembling one. He could only breathe through his mouth. Mom and Dad were afraid to take their eyes off him for fear he'd choke on suffocate on something, but in the end it was his weak heart that killed him. Then there was another pregnancy and birth. I pretended I was sleeping, but snuck out of my bedroom and listened under the door. All those hours, it was very strange. I never heard the newborn screaming, Mom moaning, yes, the priest praying. Then I dared to open the door a little and looked inside. The priestess stood there, very pale. One of them was holding something, a small object that fit in his palm. He asked, "Do you know what this is?" And the other said, "I think it's a head." Jeez. Enough, you don't need to keep on going if this hurts you. No, keep going. Keep going. Please go on. It turns out that this time Mom was expecting triplets. The first of the babies was born in pieces, and the two others didn't live long enough to draw their first breath. About 3 weeks later, my father took me to the caves. He didn't want to leave. I could see it in his face. But I think my mom and he decided it together. The curse my people had carried since the first crusade stood between them, not to mention the 4 dead babies. The old age was rapidly taking its toll on my father. After we returned to the cave, he only lived another 4 years. 4 babies? Do you guys know when to quit? Jeez. Gosh, man. So if you're asking me why I decided to go up with you to the surface to join the Crusaders, well, the answer is I've always wanted to. I was afraid to leave my tribe, but it was always haunted me that I'd die in a world where 4 crusades would do nothing to stop the beast from the abyss, and the number of victims kept growing. I want to change that, or at least try to. And if changing things is too much to ask, then at least get a little revenge. The ones who are behind the world wound owe me a great debt. Ooh, this one. Would you like to go find your mother? No. Dang, that was quick. I don't want to meet her, not because I feel any resentment. It's just that she's a half-elf. She's barely got her first gray hair, and I'll be a ramshackle old man. She's buried enough children. There's no need to make her witness the death of another one. I hope you understand. Your parents' love didn't survive hardship, but that doesn't mean the same thing will happen to you. What if you find true love, someone who won't leave you no matter what? And break my beloved's heart when I die in her arms 5 years later? That's a fine thing to do to a person you love. Then again, there's a chance I'll inspire some tragic bard to write a tearful ballad. Okay, thanks for the Sherry. Alright, that's everything. Let me see. You said you were prepared to risk your life to do something meaningful. What exactly do you mean? To invent a new salad and have it named after me. Truth be told, I don't know. I would be much easier if all I really wanted was to kill demons, then a few more demons, then more demons after that, good honest rage, and no needless brooding. I think I actually envy the warriors who can live like that. But I can't. If life's taught me anything, it's that there's no easy choice. Dying glorious death isn't enough. Some heroes of the Crusades did that and also saved entire settlements. Erected the ward stones. Their actions kept the land's Mendev safe for decades. That's what I want. For my dumb short life to have meaning to something. Think I have an exaggeration opinion on myself? Some scaly freak claws out of the caves and wants to take control of the ward stones and flaunt Amadeo's banner? Any fool can charge at the front lines of the demonic armies and die there. But what good will that do? I want something meaningful, you know? Okay. Thank you for your answers. Got it. Okay. Alright. I have talked to literally everybody except Beth, which will probably talk about something. Hiller. I'll talk to that guy in a minute. But anyway, I'll leave it here, guys. Thanks so much for joining me. We learned a lot from a lot of these people. There's just so much going on. I'm going to talk to some extra people up in here and see what the heck is going on. But I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out now.